appeal. This is an appeal play, always. So if the ball happened to get away from a first baseman and she's jacking with it, and that girl comes back and gets on the white base before the appeal, then she's safe, even though she ran to the white base. It's treated as an appeal. A lot of girls bunt. Their momentum carried them out into fair territory, so they're running in fair territory. The left short retrieves the ball and throws it. Hits her above the waist. She's running in fair territory. Is she out?
Yes.
No. Not on that play.
Oh,
look where the runner is, and look where the left short is. Look where first base is. She was throwing at me.
Yeah, it's the intent to go to first.
Not a very good throw either. But, so if she's, in your judgment, if she's throwing at the runner, it has to hit her below the waist. Now, if we get down here,
which is what I thought they
close
were trying
to the base, and the ball is thrown, and it hits me in the shoulder here, I'm going to call interference, dead ball. Everybody's going to go back to their last base held. If same thing, of course, if it hits her below the waist anywhere, she's out. But you have to distinguish if they're throwing at them or they're throwing to first base. The bases have to be run in order. First to second, second to third. We have base. Those are the base paths. Forward and reverse. So if a girl, has touched second base and she decides, there's another runner in front of her who she thought was going to go home, or was going to make it all the way to third, and the defense got the ball there, and of course that girl has to go back to second, and the one that touched second has to go back to first. Well, she decides, I'm going to take the short route, and cuts across the field and goes to first. You as an umpire, you do nothing, even though you saw it, hopefully. If the other team, if the defense goes and appeals second base, we're going to call her out. The only time a runner is out for passing the runner in front of them is if they're in the base path. That's in between these bases. So if a girl is at third and a girl hits third and goes toward the fence, toward the dugout, and makes no motion toward home plate, if she touches that base and goes back to second, that's legal. She has not passed the runner, even though she has passed her out into foul territory. If she makes that motion toward home, now she has passed the runner. And then we'll call her out. And you will call her out immediately for passing a runner in the base path. A lot of times, especially at first base, you have first basemen like to line up right in the base path. So you have your runner. First baseman's right here, and the ball's kicked to the right shortstop. Well, here she comes, oh, now we've got obstruction. Well, here comes the fair kick ball, and it hits her. Hadn't gone through a fielder or anything, it was just kicked, and she runs into it. Is she out or is she safe?
She's out.
She's out. You cannot, even though you are obstructed, you cannot run into a fair kick ball unless it has gone through a fielder who's tried to, or had a legitimate shot to field that ball. If a base is obstructed, especially in your smaller divisions, those bases become like, ants to honey, it's like a magnet. When there's going to be a play there, there's like three defensive players go to the base. Well, you got a little girl running from first to second. She sees all these girls, and she goes, heck, I can't even see the base. I'm going to third. And she goes to third. If it's appealed at second, she's going to be called out. You have to touch the bases in order, even if they're obstructed. What we'll do, if that little girl is thrown out, going to second because of the obstruction, third, I'm sorry, we'll give her the base. And you'll only give her the bases that you think she would have made because of the obstruction. If she keeps coming home and gets thrown out and you don't think she would have made it home, then she's going to be out at home. Interference. We have offensive interference and we have defensive interference. And as an umpire, they are totally different. One of them, we stop the play immediately. That's offensive interference. Do not let the play continue. Defensive interference, we're going to let the play continue and we're going to give the coach the option. Just an example. You have a runner at third, we have one out. Girl comes up here and bunts the ball. Shortstop is over the 9-foot line. Anyway, she bunts the ball, runs to first, she's thrown out. Girl from third comes in and scores. After the play, first of all, when we saw the interference by the left short, you're probably not going to see it here, but hopefully your base umpire saw it, puts his hand out. And that way, that lets everybody know that you saw something. You're not just willy-nilly after the play going, oh, the left short was over the line, or pitcher was on the back or the front line. Tell the coach, Coach, you can either have the play, which would be the out and the run, or in that case, since it was shortstop interference, you can have your runner go back to third, kicker goes to first. If it's a pitching violation, above the waist, on the lines, it's just going to be, Coach, you can have the choice of the girl going back to third, no out, and whatever, you can have whatever the pitch was changed to a ball. Remember, shortstop and catcher interference, we get a base. Pitching violations, we just change it from whatever it is to a ball. You know, like in T-ball, I think it's T-ball, the act of returning the ball to the pitcher stops the runners running around the base. Kickball, that's not true. The only way to stop a runner progress is to get the ball in front of them and they stop, then they must return to the last base. Or if I'm just holding the ball here and for some reason that runner does stop and there's no other play made, you've got to go back to the last base. You're still in jeopardy while you're making your way back there.